So this is the next part of that, guys. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch the previous video and the previous video. But anyway, I'm talking about what? Oh, being an outsider. So I was saying that why I like and love being alone so much, and why I create situations for it to be that way, how I plan my life that way, is because when back in high school, when I tried to fit in, it crashed and burned so bad. So let me tell you guys, I was a smart-ish child in primary school. Like I was in top 10 once in grade 4, and then never again until grade 7. Interesting, right? I was in top 10 once in grade 4, and then never again until grade 7. Grade 7 I was in top 10 the whole year. But I don't even remember how that happened, but like I used to play alone a lot. I used to play, you know the tie backs that we tie curtains with, the ones that have like hair. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. And like I'm sure I wasn't the only child who would take them and swing them around and make them like, well, for us they were rock stars, and we like shake their hair back and forth and whatnot. I wish I could find one, but I think they all broke because it was when I was really young. But I would play with those and like tie, like make change their hairstyles and let them have conversation. Then I'd play with brushes and combs. The brush was always the guy and the comb was the girl, and the highlighters, like the orange one would be the guy and the pink one would be the girl, or the yellow one would be the girl and the green one would be the guy, and like things like that. And then I got dolls, and then we had Lego, and we had coloring books, all of those things. Like I would play alone a lot, because my sister started school. She's grown. She's 4 years older than me, so I would always get home long before she got home, because when I was in grade 1 she was in grade 3, and right, or grade 4, I think she was in grade 4 anyway. So the junior phase gets out like half an hour before the senior phase, let's say senior phase. So I would come home first and I'd just be here, and then my sister went to high school and I was still in primary school, so I'd just be here, and she was at high school with my mother, which is pretty far away, so she would barely be here when I was playing. But the thing is, when I was growing up, I was just like, I would do my homework quickly and so I could play. So I don't even remember doing homework, but I knew I got it done as soon as I got home, because it was fun for me. It was simple things for me. So I was just like, yeah, okay, cool. And then I carried on with life and I played. And since I'm a very busy person, not busy as in I like to be doing things, but let's say I'm a lazy person, but I can't sit still. So apparently I had like a just a little bit of ADD. So yeah. And at some point my parents were like discussing whether to put me on pills or not, but I'm not that bad, guys. I just can't sit still. But the reason I'm sitting still is because my arms are literally like this now, and I'm leaning like this. So that's why I'm sitting still, because I would be doing other things. You guys have seen my videos. I'm constantly changing my seating position. But anyway, since I'm doing this, I don't feel the urge to move as much. But yeah, grade 7, I was there. I ended up getting 7 distinctions at the end of grade 7 out of 12, which is really not much when you think about it. Like I failed a whole, well, not failed, but I didn't get a distinction for a whole 5 subjects. So I never thought I was smart, but like I guess I thought I was smart because I was like second in the grade, but it's not bad. It's not much, guys. It really isn't much. But then I went to high school thinking, and then I guess we wrote a test for the bursary that we could have gotten, and I didn't get the bursary. And I was like second in the top 10, and then I heard that the girl who was like in the top 10 once, and I think she was 9th or 10th. I heard that she got in for the bursary, and I guess that's where like my self-esteem just went like, and and so I was like, yeah, I'm not really that smart. I went to high school, and then it was just not the one, guys. Like grade 8 I was still doing okay, but then grade 9 came when we had to choose subjects, and I did music for grade 8 and 9. So at grade 9, and then the thing is, I was, like I said, I'm okay, wait, let me just be on it. Let me just go back a bit. I in primary school I had a few friends, and I didn't really care about anybody else, so I was just myself with everybody else. I didn't care. But sorry, my mother just came in. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I didn't really care about other people. I was just myself, and I didn't have many friends. Like when I looked back, I felt like during the December holiday, between finishing grade 7 and going to grade 8, I was like, it was the first time ever in my life I was like on trend, because around that time my parents got me a BlackBerry, and everybody had a BlackBerry at that time, and it was the first time I was actually on trend, and I was like, oh my word, finally I'm on trend. And I feel like the fact that that was important to me was like the beginning of my downfall. But anyway, so when I was checking through like pictures that they posted on the group after we ended primary school, I was literally none of the pictures, like none of them. I wasn't in any of them, and it showed me how much of an outsider I was then already. But then I was just like, I literally said to myself, no, in high school I'm gonna make sure I'm in every picture. I'm gonna make sure I have friends. I'm friends with everybody. Don't tell yourself that, guys. It won't ever happen. So grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, I was trying, since we keep the same class from grade 8 to matric, I was trying my best to make friends with everybody. Can you believe only in grade 10 did I realize these people don't care about me at all? They gave me no, like, if I speak, because I'm soft-spoken and I'm not going to force my point because I'm as introverted as I am, people just spoke over me constantly. People would not give me a chance to speak. I would literally say something, and then no one would hear it. But I say something, or if they do hear it, then they say, yeah, that's not possible, that won't ever happen. Like for our grade 9 market day, I said, why don't we do this? And they were like, no. And then it ended up being the idea we chose later to do. And that's the one we actually did and made money for. But no one listened to me initially. And no one will give me credit for that idea. Like, because then I was trying to fit in. I was like, yeah, maybe being quiet is the best way to fit in. But the people who are the loudest, are the coolest, are the people who have the most friends. And I'm just quiet. And only in grade 10, 11, did I realize these people don't care about me, so why should I care about them? Like the girl that I mentioned in the previous video who would invite me to sit with him, like they used to be so mean to her in our class, because they would always ask, she would always have something, she was always prepared, she had everything, right? And she let me speak correctly. She had everything we needed for class. People that disliked her a lot because they whenever teachers would give us homework and they say, ma'am, you never gave us homework, they'd ask her, because she wrote everything down. She made sure she had everything ready and available. And they disliked her, and I just got onto the bandwagon of disliking her because everybody disliked her. And like at some point I just she was first on the class list, I was second, so I was behind her all the time. I was next to her or behind her, mostly behind her. I don't think I was ever next to her. Yeah, but so I was just like, yeah, no, I wouldn't say mean things like they said, but I would I would joke about it. I would be like, yeah, of course. She's like, one time somebody asked for her Afrikaans to English dictionary. She said, no, get your own. The whole class laughed because she got really angry. But later in life, I just looked at her with such admiration at the fact that she cared so little about what they thought. She was just there to do school, get done with it, and get out. She wasn't there to make friends with people in her class. She wasn't there to be popular. She was just there for school. And only in grade 11 did I realize that these people aren't important. Only in grade 11 I was like, but I'm not going to see these people in 2 years. We're just going to finish matric and we won't see each other ever again. I mean, I finished matric 2 years ago. 2 or 1? I finished matric in 2017. It's now 2019, so yeah. I finished matric in 2017. I've seen like 4 of the people in my matric year after that. Just the people who aren't my friends, I've seen them like 4 once each. Just 4 of them. And the fact that I let what they thought matter for 3 years of my high school and only realized in grade 11 that this is not it, it's not important. And then I actually went up to her and I said, like, we sat next to each other and I actually started speaking to her, because before I was like, I think I actually said to her, I'm so sorry for being so mean to you, because everyone was being mean to you, and I just thought I needed to fit in, but I realized these people don't matter. And I think they were still being mean to her, and I was like, yeah, leave them, they don't matter. And she's like, yeah, I know. She literally felt nothing about what they said. And like throughout grade 11, her and I became like really good friends, to the point where like she never borrowed anything from anybody, and she really didn't like borrowing, lending or hi, English is gone, guys. She didn't give people her things either, but we got close to the fact that she'd let me use her pen, and that she would even ask me to borrow her my calculator or lend her. I don't care. I really don't care. So that, and for me that was like a big step. Like I literally said to her, wow, you're even borrowing my calculator. And she's like, yeah, no, just I feel like she was like, oh, shut up. And I was like, wow, because we both made progress. I was able to speak to her. Like, I mean, I even told her about my crushes and all of that. And looking at myself in grade 8 and myself in grade 11, my grade 8 self would never have thought, because I wanted to fit in with people who don't even care about me, that made it known very clearly that they didn't care about me. And it took me a whole 3 years to realize that, because I'm an outsider now because I'm more comfortable there. Outsiders make friends with outsiders easily. We all understand where we are and we don't push each other past our limit. She would say no. She would literally spend her second breaks in the computer center or the library. Like she wouldn't be there at second break. And I was never like, oh, no man, oh, you're so boring, just come sit with me. I was just like, okay, are you going to the computer center today? Oh, you're staying outside? And she's like, no, today I'm going. And I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, see you in class, because we're all in the same class. I sit behind her. It's not like I'm gonna now be in her way, because she's there to learn. But we became good friends. Well, I think. Like, I mean, I even got her something on Valentine's Day, because I was feeling like this girl, she did the most for me, because she actually opened my eyes to how pointless all my emotions about these people were when they actually thought nothing of me. How incredibly pointless, how much time I wasted where I could have been exploring my own identity. I mean, I only got the chance to find out who I am, and I still don't know. But I only got the chance to start discovering that in 2018, because that's the only chance I gave myself. I was too busy trying to fit in. I was too busy trying to please everybody, that I didn't get the chance to. And so I am really grateful for having a friend like her. That and the fact that I'm also grateful for the fact that I was able to sit alone and watch people and like just observe situations, so that I could literally sit back and think to myself what I was feeling and look at her and just admire the fact that she just goes on, she just moves on. Like she's a really, really nice person. But they treated her bad from day one in grade 8 because she told the teachers we had homework. She always had her work done. I mean, she's the one who told me I didn't do my work for Life of Pi, where we had to answer every question of the chapter. Oh, what am I? Yeah, every chapter. Like there's 100 chapters and we had to answer like 20 questions per chapter. When I didn't do it, I'm like, flip, I'm checking today. We have to be done up until chapter 13. Literally, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna rewrite because not even for Afrikaans, even when I copy people's homework, I don't copy their homework. I see how they did it and I go do it myself because I always felt guilty. Because I wanted to copy my friend's maths homework and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not writing wrong things in my book. Why must I write? I'll just get kicked out of the class then, rather than to get wrong answers, you know. But she actually taught me how to cheat the system. I literally went to the introduction page in our English textbook thing, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna rewrite this. And she literally said, she was there, I was sitting next to her, and I was like, okay, I was trying to write fast, and she's like, okay, stop. I'm like, but the sentence is not over. She's like, it doesn't matter, go to the next line, start the next question. I was like, yo, how come I've never thought like that? She's like, no, it's enough, stop, next question. And I was just like, wow, this girl is smart, man, this girl is smart. Because I would have been writing paragraphs and I would never have finished. Then she's like, no, just carry on writing. Who's gonna check that it's not a full sentence? It just needs to look like a full sentence. If it's a question, put a question mark. If it's a statement, put a full stop. Easy like that. Just do it. Just write what's there. And then if the teacher just sees that it says something about Life of Pi, then cool. Because yeah, it's interesting, guys. But being an outsider is sometimes good, but it's also, a lot of the times, it's lonely. It is lonely. It gets lonely. But anyway, guys, I'll leave that there for now. If you want me to talk about loneliness, leave a like on this video. But you need to leave a like before what am I saying? Just leave a like on this video. I might talk about loneliness for tomorrow's video, which is Monday. But we'll see what happens during the day, because these days I'm just talking about what happens during the day. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all the subscribers. Thank you so much for getting me to 50 subscribers, 51 subscribers. I hope it stays that way or grows. Shouldn't I? Let me just keep quiet. Love you guys. Hopefully you guys smiled today. Hopefully you've had a lovely Sunday. And see you later.